Hi guys, it's just me, Rico from JustReikkoTV, and welcome back to my channel. All right guys, so today, as you can see right behind me, I am standing in front of one of two garden beds with my corn that I am growing this season. So being that this corn has started to establish its tassels as well as silks, I figured I might as well give you an update of the process of this corn. Now, gardening itself has its ups and downs and its differences and things like that, because we run into different issues from the weather to soil to overwatering, underwatering, just a lot of things that are happening in the garden each and every day. Now, while I have two raised garden beds filled with corn, one of the raised garden beds has been pretty successful thus far and the other has not. So being that I was concerned about this issue, I figured that I would Google and see what may be causing one of my raised garden beds with corn to not be as successful as the other. And there's two things that really jumped out to me after looking up that information. Number one is that the plants may be stressed out because of dehydration, or number two, they may be stressed out because of extreme weather, extreme heat, and things like that. Now, one of the things that I have been making sure is that I have been pretty vigilant in making sure that both of the raised garden beds has been really hydrated. And that is because corn is one of the only vegetables that everyone in my household eats. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I grew lots of them. And I also wanted to be successful at their growth. So when I realized that one of my garden beds was just not growing as great as the other, I had to dig deep and do my research and see what was going on. The only thing that I would say that is happening with my corn right now is that they are stressed because of too much heat. And I never thought that I would actually have to say that about corn, but I think that is the situation that has been going on. For the past 2 weeks, we have been experiencing extreme high heat temperatures. Sometimes, some days the temperatures has been in the triple digits, and I really think that they have definitely been affecting my corn. Now, what I'm about to do right now is I'm about to show you guys both of my raised garden beds with my corn, and I'm gonna show you the differences in the growth with the corn. But then we're going to focus our attention on the raised garden bed where the corn is pretty successful, because I want to show you guys exactly what I do to make sure that my corn and that I have, to make sure that I have successful ears of corn for the growing season. All right. All right, guys, so right here we do have our ambrosia corn. I grew these corn last year. We had pretty good success with them, and they are looking really good this year. Right now, the corn stalks are about 8 to 9 feet tall. As you can see, we have all of the tassels, which are these things right here. They're looking nice and healthy. They're opening up. There's been bees and butterflies and all kind of pollinators over here. And then as you can see, we have lots of ears of corn that has been growing their silks as well. So this garden bed has just been doing really great. Now, what happens, guys, is that the tassels, once they start opening up, they have these things that are dangling off of them that actually creates the pollen that falls down onto the silk. Okay, so just to give you guys a close-up. Okay, so you see this right here? You see these little things that are dangling and how they're blowing in the wind? They create the pollen that falls onto the silks that help to pollinate the actual ears of corn. And with the silks, each strand of these silks actually creates a kernel of corn. The whole process of growing corn is just absolutely magical. It is so crazy how nature works. But this is my garden bed with my ambrosia corn. Now let me show you guys my other raised garden bed. So this is my other raised garden bed with corn stalks. Now, while these corn stalks are extremely tall, the average corn stalk in this corn bed is about 9 feet tall. The only difference is, or the biggest difference is that you barely see any tassels right now. The tassels are just starting to pop out and form, but they're still like in the early phases. Now, this corn is almost supposed to already be ready to have all of the ears on them and to have full growth, but we are not seeing that. And then the one biggest thing that we are missing is the fact that there are really no ears of corn. There are no silks that has started to form on any ears of corn yet. Right now, we are just starting to see some leaves pop out, like right here. This is going to be an ear of corn. And let me see if I can find something somewhere else. And that's just the point. I can't even really see where any other ears of corn are going to be forming. And that is because the extreme, okay, we got it right here. So they're about to start popping out right here. What is this on there? Yeah, there's going to be a ear of corn that's popping out right there. But obviously this extreme heat that we've been experiencing here has been having a really, really negative effect on my ears of corn, or on my corn stalks in the raised garden beds. And that's just what happens. So what we're going to do is we are expecting about another 10 days of really, really decent weather. So I'm just hoping within those 10 days, the weather will be nice enough for these corn to really, really start growing. And these corn are called Golden Bantham corn. Now, they're supposed to be ready in 80 days, and my ambrosia corn are supposed to be ready in 75 days. And we're a few days away from the 75-day mark. All right, guys. So the next thing I'm about to show you guys today is I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do to ensure that I have a successful corn harvest for the season. Now, as I was talking to you guys about earlier, you have the tassels. They create these little seed thingies that is filled with pollen that falls down onto the silks, and they basically pollinate the silks to make sure that we have good, nice, big ears of corn with lots and lots of kernel. So what I do almost every day is I just come out and I give them a little shake. One of the reasons corn is planted close together is because when the wind blows, the pollen is able to fall off and fall onto the silks. So that is what I do. I go by and I just give it all a little shake, and I can see the actual pollen starting to fall. Now, the next thing I do is I go to the specific corn stalk that actually has ears of corn that are growing, and then I just cut off one of the tassels that has the little pods dangling off of them, and I just snip it. So there we go. I snip it, and then what I do is I come to the ear of corn and I just tap it. I tap it onto the silks, and then I just give it a quick little rub through. I try to rub it through all of the silks to make sure that the pollen is able to touch every single one of them. There you have it. And I would probably do this every other day or every 3 days, because ears of corn are constantly growing and the tassels are constantly opening up daily. So I make sure that I do this to ensure that I have nice, big, juicy ears of corn, guys. And that is actually going to be it for today. I hope that you guys have been able to learn something. And I'm really excited about harvesting the ears of corn so I can show you guys the type of success that we have. And my fingers are crossed that the next 10 days of beautiful weather is really, really going to boost my corn in the other raised garden bed to help it to grow. And then I'll just make sure that I'm fertilizing it, even though I fertilize a couple of times a week with lots of nitrogen. But yeah, guys, that's about it for the video today. If you have any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me another day in my garden. It's just me, Rico from JustReikkoTV. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, fam, peace.